What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm here with the twins today. You guys can see we gotta pick up some parts real quick before we put those headers on. I'm gonna go in here, SoCal Speed Shop here in Las Vegas. We gotta pick up some parts, and we got these Ginas, but I'll see you guys in a little bit. There it is. Binary switch. Well, y'all, doesn't look like this is the one I'm gonna get because they don't have the adapter. If you guys look, this one has a female, and like the binaries come with the male, and this one does not have the male fitting on it, and they're out of the adapter. So I think we're gonna leave it, maybe order it online. That's a bummer. What up, everybody? We are back at the house. Man, that was a little bit of a wasted trip, right? It is what it is, but we did get some parts, some heater hoses for the Hellcat project, so it wasn't a complete waste of a trip. That's kind of been a slow project, you guys can tell. We've been kind of waiting on parts and things like that, so but bear with me, plenty of content coming up with that. In the meantime, let's get back to this thing real quick. Look, yes sir, we have had these things sitting around for a little bit now. Hookers, hanging out with a couple hookers today, going in this beast. We're gonna go ahead and throw these in, slide them in, see how the fitment is, make sure there's got plenty of clearance all over the place, including here on this excuse me, here on this steering shaft. Make sure we got clearance there, along with this side. Also, we got all the wiring for the most part tied in, but I do want to show you guys real quick the dash. Last video you guys saw, we went ahead and put the dash in, and look, oh, the lighting just sucks in here. So got the dash installed and everything, looks good. Got the top dash put on, but also let me show you guys, still waiting on that control module for the transmission. I want to show you guys how I ended up mocking this guy up in here. I should say it's mounted, ain't going anywhere. I like it though. I had to make this little custom bracket down here. It's like an L-shaped bracket. Screwed it into the actual dash, and then 3 bolts underneath as well for it there. But that looks great. That's gonna look so good in here once we have everything else laid in here. Along with these will finish up later once we get that control module. But man, this looks so freaking good. All right, let's get to those hookers. Clean, y'all. He's looking good, man. These things are gonna be looking real good in the engine bay. So if you guys are interested, these are part number 70101518-1HKR hookers. These are ceramic coated. Now these are 1 7/8 inch and then a 3-inch outlet here. Now we got the 3-inch outlet because we're not probably gonna run 3-inch exhaust, but because that might be too much for this motor combo, we're probably gonna run 2.5-inch exhaust all the way back. But you want to get the 3-inch because you can always reduce this down. You know what I mean? This can always be reduced down. You can never go up in size, because if he ever decides to go with a boosted motor or even just a built motor or something, extreme where he's got more horsepower, the last thing you want to do is have to get new headers. So that way he can reuse his old headers. It goes to a 3-inch exhaust. All you have to do is change out the exhaust and not the headers too. So that's why we went with the 3-inch. But let's see if we can slap these in. Just as I suspected, y'all. The hookers, they like it from down low, you know. Definitely couldn't do it from up top. We had to come up from down there, underneath. But go figure, should have knew better. Also, everything's snug, gaskets on. I want to mock this up just to make sure we have clearance, right? And look down there, just barely. I thought we were gonna be good. And you guys can see it is just barely hitting that little corner of the transmission bell housing right there. I mean, just barely, just the tip. The hooker's sitting on the tip. So, sitting on the tip of the tranny, go figure. What I'm gonna do though, I'm not gonna bang on the header. I'm gonna go ahead and probably just trim down, grind down that little edge right there of the transmission real quick. Grind that down and then put this back on and then see how it likes that. And then we'll go from there. Also, I will say this, pretty surprised. Holley a lot of times don't ever come with hardware, and it actually came with everything. Came with the gaskets, the hardware, the bolts, obviously. Very surprised about that. Very nice, Holley, very nice. Good job on these headers, but we are going to see if we can get this hooker to clear the tranny. Well, y'all, actually, forgot about one thing, cross member. So another reason why we went with the Holley hooker headers is because they're actually designed to work with the same cross member from Holley, along with the engine mounts, the whole combo setup. But we still don't have the hooker cross member in there. So what's happening, and I think that's why it's probably hitting. So I'm not even going to shave everything off or anything off the transmission right now, because we might not even have an issue. Long story short, once that cross member goes in there, it actually will bring the transmission a little bit further up. So what that's going to do is push that tranny bell housing a little bit upwards, so it'll actually probably clear. So I'm not even going to mess with it until we get the actual cross member in, and we'll see how everything sits. But we'll leave this in here just hand tight. Don't even torque anything down. It's not like we're going anywhere. We will find out once that cross member comes in. But let's move to the other side. Vroom, 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 vroom. Vroom. What? Like you've never done it before? Looking good, y'all. What you want, Gina? What y'all think though? What y'all think, man? I love the clearance on this side. Very impressed. It looks really good. I mean, especially in that starter area, I was really concerned about that. It is always an issue with headers, even with manifolds. But look at all the space we got in between the starter and the header, with our wires running there off to the side. Plenty of clearance, should have no issues whatsoever. Look how tight that is down there. Definitely a little tight right there around that bell housing, but you guys can see crystal clear, not gonna hit, not an issue, no banging required. Once again, hook up with the hooker headers, because we had Holley mounts, Holley headers, and Holley cross member. So it is, if you guys ask me, this is probably the best way to do it. When you have everything, it just flows together when you buy everything from the same company. And if you guys need the hookup, go hit up 80s Performance, man. 80s Performance, I get a lot of questions. Where you get your parts at? Where can I get this? Where can I get that? 80s Performance every single time, you guys. Not even a question. But this is where all the Holley stuff came from as well, from 80s Performance. Hooker headers, I'm loving them. They look great. They're going to sound great. And they're going to perform just as good. But liking what I see, guys, hit that subscribe button though. While you guys are at it, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications. Oh, and I got a special guest that wants to tell you guys something. Hey guys, I got my daughter here, Layla, and she wants to tell you guys something.
You guys already know. Stay wrenching.